Alright, so I am doing this a request. It's been a little bit since I've done a request, so I said, alright, what could I potentially have? And a buddy of mine, um, Steve, you know who you are, recommended a Tom Green movie, Freddy Got Fingered from 2001. Outrageous MTV star Tom Green blows away the boundaries of good taste once again in the movie critics call Inspired Insanity, KMAX TV. When 28-year-old wannabe animator Gord Brody Green leaves the safety of his parents' home to make it big in Hollywood, all hell breaks loose in hospital rooms with paraplegic nymphos in a cheese factory, with farm animals and much more. Just when you thought you've seen it all, you won't believe your eyes. Tom Green doesn't cross the line, he stomps on it, the movie guys. The must-see Hannibal of comedies, KMAX TV is so over the top, no wonder people can't stop talking about it. And hilarious, the most original comedy of the year. What did I watch earlier? What? This was such an insane, balls to the wall comedy. I'm just like, I'm speechless as how to describe it. It's truly one of the most insane, hilarious, but just not giving a dang about any of the just good taste in general. It's like, I don't know. What do you say to a 28-year-old person who's trying to move to California, who works at a cheese factory? What do you say to a woman who's a nurse who's trying to invent rockets to be the world's first ever rocket paraplegic, who is constantly has a huge sexual desires? That's all I'm going to say. Just, I don't know. What, alright, okay, so what Tom Green wanted to do was to have a partial take, like a parody, if you will, of all of the, oh man, of all the, like all the movies like American Pie, and there's something about Mary that came out around this time. And he said, hey, it was like, hey, let's take all these kind of like straightforward, kind of say like vanilla-ish title sexual movies, and let's just make it as absurd and crazy as possible. Let's get these scenarios and conventions and just invert them into such a way that it becomes truly legendary. And it's like, that's exactly what is going on here. And I mean, it's so insane that Tom Arnold right here, he even allowed footage of his own, what was it, a lymph node. Like, there was surgery performed, and they removed a lymph node or something like that when he had testicular cancer. It's absolutely insane. This is, yeah, I mean 87 minutes long. This is just absolutely ludicrous. Just, I mean, it's laugh out loud funny, but it's also gross. I mean, obviously, one of the more famous scenes is in the beginning when there's a horse. Green helps the horse ejaculate, like right with intent, and acting so over the top. It's just like, what? And of course, there's like what, like when Rip Torn, the father, is there talking about like, yeah, like how would you like to F me? There's a giant hand with a finger going on just for all the visual gags and everything. I'm like, this is just insanity. And of course, we cannot forget the delivery scene. So in a hospital room, Gord is visiting his friend because when they're performing skateboard tricks, the friend falls down. He hurts himself, and it just and after having the his actual bone hit on him, it's like, yeah, he's in this hospital. Of course, there's a lady who's getting ready to deliver a baby. So then it's like, rather than do all the necessary stuff, get this like getting the stirrups, getting the forceps, all the usual stuff. He becomes an unlicensed obgyn. It's not OBGYN. Henceforth I will refer to said that as obgyn. He performs the surgery, successfully delivers the baby, but it's spinning all around, and we just see this umbilical cord. And he says, okay, you need to cut the umbilical cord. So, rather than get a pair of scissors, he gnaws it, or gnashes it. I would even say masticates the it off. And I'm like, what? It was apparently a lot of people. It was either apparently the audiences who were watching it, they left the theaters because it was either that or the horsing in the beginning that truly grossed them out. And yeah, I can see why. There was just so much blood. It was just ridiculous. And I'm like, this is insane. This is truly one of the most insane movies I've ever seen. I don't even know if I can write this. I know that was that the Philadelphia Times gave a new rating of -1. Roger Ebert called it the worst movie of 2001. I'm like, I can't assign a rating to just the over-the-topness. And of course, with him being a struggling animator, he's trying to he's trying to get the fame and everything. So what does he do? He manages to sell some of his drawings and stuff like that to a guy named Dave Davidson, portrayed by Michael Anthony Hall. And it's like he gets $1 million bucks, and it's just it's like I don't know what to say. It's like, yes, they produce there's a sitcom called Zebras in America, and the zebras are centers, so it's an African American Greek kind of conglomeration of a show, and it's just, I don't know what to say. I mean, this movie is just so hilarious, especially with the woman who's in the wheelchair. She has a high sexual desire, I guess is the word. I mean, it's like, yeah, and just, of course, the younger brother, like when the family was in therapy, in order to get it back at his dad, Gordon blames him of fingering his son, even though the son is 25 years old and is a banker. And it's just like, what do you say? I'm sorry, it just blows my mind, just the absurdity of this movie. I mean, it's freaking great, it's hilarious, but it is just so out there with its premise. So Tom Green starred, like, he was, what was that, a member of the Larry Saint, I forgot what he was famous for. Like, he was a comedian, podcaster, things like that. He actually, when he was in a hospital, had directors like working with him to write a script and things like that. So he was really dedicated to the craft. And I mean, and of course, one more other scene. There's a second scene with horses that were engaging in a good time, and so it was like the producer's schedule managed to coincide with the natural mating season of the horses, and they made it all work out. And of course, they're like veterinarians and trainers and stuff like that to ensure that the horses were good or taken care of. So I was like, that was good to know. And Tom Green is kind of a physical actor, so he said that he wanted Rip Torn to do some of the physical acting. So that was pretty cool. And it's just, I don't know, the shower scene with this right here, it's like soap and rope. And it's just, what do you say to this movie? What do you say to a guy who gets $1 million when he sells his when he sells his product there and spends it on just a whole bunch on stuff that's so over the top. It's an over the top movie. It's hilarious, but it's just so. You may be grossed out by it. You may love it. I'm just letting y'all know what it is because this is really a truly unbelievable movie. So yeah, if you ever get the chance, check out Freddy Got Fingered.